I can't see anything of interest. It's locked fast. I don't need anything else from my suitcase at the moment. Splendid.
The hat frame must be of wire mesh, a type now out of fashion. No, this one will not suffice. Quite interesting. This is the wrong kind of hat frame. Think, Mademoiselle Marceau. It must be made of the wire mesh. Regardez, mademoiselle.
I've already said. I won't find anything else in there.
This is the wrong kind of hat frame. Think, Mademoiselle Marceau. It must be made of the wire mesh.
I'll put this into my scrapbook so I can take a closer look at it later. I've already searched it thoroughly. I won't find any... Perfect. This looks like a puzzle box. Let me see if I can get it open. I tried. That isn't right. I tried, but it doesn't seem to want to move. I don't think... I tried, but it... And now to see what was so cleverly guarded. I'll return this after I've discerned if it has any bearing on the case at hand. I've already searched it thoroughly. I have more important... Sterling silver, of course. Sterling silver. The door is... This door leading outside has been ordered sealed by Monsieur Poirot, so that no one may use it to exit the train. The door to the baggage car is locked. The lamp is now lit.
Mademoiselle, take care. The ice tongs are far too clumsy. Try the curling tongs of my moustache.
The curling tongs have the burnt paper firmly but delicately in their grip. I have everything I need to read the paper.
That is most pleasing.
I have all the pieces. All that remains is for me to assemble them properly. No, that isn't right. I must put the paper between them first. The paper holder is now in place. Now on to securing a heat source.
Daisy Armstrong, c'est ça. I now know the real name of the dead man. And I know why he had to leave America.
Monsieur Poirot, I have documented that case in my scrapbook.
I remember well the case. 10 years ago, Colonel Armstrong was an Englishman. He married the daughter of Linda Arden, the most famous tragic American actress of her day. They lived in the city of New York and had one child, 3 years old, whom they adored. 2 men snatched Daisy from the arms of her nursemaid. The police were convinced that the young woman had some knowledge of the crime and questioned her relentlessly. The enormous ransom was paid, but 2 weeks passed with no word from the kidnappers. And then there was a break in the case. 2 brothers named Perkinson were identified by witnesses and tracked to a farmhouse somewhere outside of the city. The Perkinsons were arrested at the farmhouse where they and a woman not identified had been hiding. They were tried and convicted. At their trial, they implicated Cassetti not only as the mastermind of the scheme, but the man who shot the little girl. The tearful testimony of the Perkinson brothers surprised many, but they admitted their guilt. And in America, the crime carries the maximum penalty. During the sentencing, the Perkinson brothers tried to make the escape. Jeffrey was captured, but not his brother Robert. And Cassetti had vanished without a trace. Madame Armstrong gave birth to a dead child born prematurely, and she herself died. The evening after the double funeral, a broken-hearted Colonel Armstrong returned to the family brownstone on Park Avenue, locked himself in his study, and shot himself. A body was discovered in the New York harbor shortly after Jeffrey Perkinson died in the electric chair. It was identified by a relative as Robert Perkinson. If he was a suicide or killed by Cassetti was never known. Cassetti was still at large, seen now here, now over there, and still more tragedy was to follow. The police refused to believe the hysterical denials of the poor girl, hoping she might lead them to Cassetti. In a fit of despair, the poor girl threw herself from a window and was killed. It was proved afterwards that she was absolutely innocent of any complicity in the crime. Cassetti was the man, there can be no doubt. He had used the same methods in the past, hired men down on their luck to do the dangerous work, but taking most of the ransom for himself, and always killing the victim if the police were closing in. He had many enemies, that one.
I cannot regret that he is dead.
I agree with you, mademoiselle.
Still, it is not necessary that he should be killed aboard one of our trains. There are other places.
Indeed. The investigation continues. And we progress, no? And now is the time for the assembling of the evidence. Collect all passports, gather information about our suspects, seek out any clues, follow every possible trail.
Goodness, it seems to have gotten extremely cold in here.
Mademoiselle, the engineer has just informed me. A rock from the avalanche, it struck the undercarriage of the coal tender. The pipe that carries the steam that heats the train is damaged. It must be repaired, or we will all freeze to death.
Could this be coincidence? Either way, I'd better look into it immediately. I would like a key to the baggage car.
Please, take one of mine.
Why do you have more than one key to the baggage car?
I often assist with the loading and unloading at the smaller stations. Sometimes I must loan a key to the handlers.
Good day, monsieur. It is locked. I believe the idea is not to waste the heat on the help, most of whom are residing in that coach. It is an idea that is quite out of date. That key doesn't work here.
I beg your pardon, mademoiselle, but could we talk at another time?
The door to the baggage car is locked. The key worked. This contains nothing that would be of use to me. It looks like these contain...
Quite interesting.
It's the cargo manifest. It shows that 3 casks were loaded in Belgrade, 1 of olive oil, 1 of honey, and 1 of vinegar. It also mentions a special security package that was loaded in Istanbul. It's the cargo Salonika olive oil, a keg of Greece's finest. A keg of white wine vinegar. I've heard of this honey. It's reported to be quite good. It looks terrible out there.
Quite interesting.
This seems to be a security door. It certainly lives... That key doesn't... This seems to be a security door. It certainly lives up to its name. This door... I can't get them to fit.
I am sorry, mademoiselle, but I do not believe using that object will help.
This seems... Hello, I'm afraid I'm back again. Where is the key to the security room in the baggage car?
Mademoiselle, that key is kept only by the station masters.
That will be enough, Pierre. It's locked.
I am not as frail as I look, but the cold will cause the pain from my arthritis to be unbearable.
A single pipe smoker aboard, and all roads lead to him.
I've already... I can't see anything of interest. This door... It's locked fast. Mateo, did you see Mr. Hardman come this way just now?
No, señorita.
There's no power. I'll need to come up with a way to provide it with electricity. I enjoy winter, but only when I can look out at it from the comfort of a room with a fire crackling in the fireplace.
Quite interesting.
I can't see... I'm sure I can piece these back together. There, it is complete. I will carefully place it into my scrapbook for further study. The weather looks quite... This door... I can't see anything of interest. This door is... Klaus is... I won't find... Nothing to see. I see nothing wrong.